He Guo Chang may do so yesterday. O'Sullivan played well, though. Came through 6-2. Here he is. 7 times champion of the world and all the rest. Very motivated coming here to China to do well. And the crowd delighted to see him. Of course, on the first day, play was held up. There were so many people trying to get in the building. But as I say, although it is 3-0 to O'Sullivan in the head-to-head, this man, Pang, is rising up the rankings. He's 26th, which is the highest he's been. On the one-year list, he's actually 11th. So that tells you this season his form has been good. And just to remind you, Judd Trump and Joe O'Connor is the match on the second table. I think they've not been introduced actually, so that's going to happen now. Fascinating match this, and still possible 4 frames left. The winner plays Ali Carter or Jackson Page. It's 4-4 in that one. Big few weeks coming up, obviously. Champion of Champions next week, then the UK Championship. And for O'Sullivan, he'll be in Riyadh just before Christmas for the invitation event there, which is a big money tournament, of course. Referee just asking for a little bit of decorum.
I'm not playing ball there at all with that last shot, not willing to take any risks. Whether Ronnie can get up the table from here is what he will try and put distance between the balls. I don't think Ronnie's ever been involved in that many re-racks. I mean, sure, there are a few over the years, but I can't think of many where he's doesn't very often engage with his opponent for long enough to do that. I think it's doesn't really tip around very often. Yeah, that area on the table is quite congested down the right side, so there's the potential for a very probing safety shot to be played into that area. So this red is going to be pushed across as well now to that side.
Sean Murphy 3-3 now with Chris Wakelin. 2 players who had walkovers to get to this round. He's finished good. I mean, he caught it maybe a little thinner than intended, but anyway, he'll be delighted with the result. Gary Wilson's pulled one back against Robbie Williams, but he is 4-2 down there. Mark Selby's edged in front, 3-2 against Nopp and Sengham.
Could be an interesting frame, this one, and a very important one again. But that was the shot I was saying earlier, where you leave only the right side to go and get direct contact to the red from. But how do you get the cue ball out of there with all the other balls in the way? And you could take on the red below the black, actually, but you also could try and drop onto one. That's what he's doing. A bit firmly played.
Yes, again a phone going off, and the referee sort of by this point in the match kind of pleading. It was sort of less angst early on, but now just asking people, because it's an important stage of the match. Obviously the players hoping to be able to concentrate. This is what Pang's looking at. Reds are kind of all covering one another. It's just one potable red.
Yeah, not easy, was it? And again, he's looking to end up down the other end of the table with the cue ball.
Pang got distance between them, but it's a terrific pot again. The overhead really shows you how far the red was away from the pocket there. So his long game is in good shape, I think.
Six. Seven.
So can O'Sullivan get back scoring again? He's had 81, 83 in terms of breaks in this match. The other frame he won, as we know, was far more sort of disjointed. That'll be the concern for Pang. We know O'Sullivan can step it up. It happened in that meeting in Wuhan last year. It was 4-3 down, best of 9, finished off with 2 big
13.
breaks. Judd Trump has won the 7th frame against O'Connor. It was 4-2 to O'Connor. Trump's won that one, so that's obviously another big hitter, making it closer.
Yeah, boiling up nicely, as is this match. O'Sullivan, I don't know, it was a bit like the pink early on from Pang into that pocket at the end of his clearance to lead 4-2.
23.
He may not have thought that was in that black. It looked like it wriggled quite a lot in the jaws.
21.
He's pushing that right-hand red safe there. That's not helped him. That is really unlucky. That is terribly unfortunate. And he played it in quite a safe way, really. I mean, what he tried to do, he didn't want to just cannon the reds.
RonnieO'Sullivan, 21.
He really thought about the shot, and he pushed them out, and to knock it in, as we're going to see on this replay, it's a very unfortunate shot and a huge moment in the match.
One.
Yeah, he's sort of, you can see on his face that's about as much emotion as his show hasn't come far enough for this black.
Yeah, and that's the thing, isn't it? Maybe it wouldn't be such a big moment if he doesn't take advantage of O'Sullivan's misfortune.
Very confident to take the pink on, but he hasn't potted it.
Yeah, the big moment almost becomes that one now, doesn't it? Because the red going in probably means nothing.
One.
That's the thing with turning points. You only really know, you know, when the match is all done. Could have been one for O'Sullivan, but back at the table immediately, looking to level this match at 4-4.
9. Sixteen. 17.
Well, he'd be enraged to have finished there. He got into the cue ball too much.
24.
That'll really annoy him, especially with his, you know, his immaculate cue ball control. I think the fact that he was cueing down on the ball could be the reason, not an excuse for him, and just saying that had he been able to bridge it normally, I don't think he would have got into the cue ball too much and finished where he did.
RonnieO'Sullivan, 24.
Yeah, he's a little frustrated. That's the thing in this match. He's been so keyed into trying to get it won. It's not been one of those matches where, you know, he can't be bothered. Quite the opposite, actually.
There's no doubt that he's up for this match, Dave. You're absolutely right. You know, we've watched enough of O'Sullivan to sort of, how can you put it, sort of grade his, how much he wants to win. And of course, he don't ever go out there and not want to win, but you can see when he's completely switched on, and he is for this match. He's not winning him it yet, but he's still up for it.
Well, that's another big shot, this, for Pang. Great pot.
1.
Made a great sound, didn't it, this? That was middle of the pocket.
Very good. I mean, the other thing to say about that, if you think about the Hergo Krang match yesterday, when he played the same opponent in Brentwood in the English, he played most of his shots left-handed, O'Sullivan. He was still trying to pot them. But he wasn't doing that yesterday, you know. So he is more up for this event than the previous one.
4. 5.
Yes, he's looking at maybe not having to play the cannon on the 3 reds. Possibility of a plant, perhaps. He was the top 2 reds I think he was considering, but if that's not on, he will play the cannon. there's your answer. It's either that or he thinks the bottom red of the 3 goes.
12.
There it is the bottom red. It does just go. Of course, that opens up the other pair of reds to the left corner. So, like that other frame he won, what a moment it would be.
$20. 21. 28.
Yeah, O'Sullivan looking slightly uncomfortable in that chair, knowing that he's out of his hands in this frame now. He would also be aware of the possible shift in the match if Pang could make the clearance. But of course,
29.
he's got to get himself on that red, and there's a right-handed player. If he got right behind it positionally, I really would fancy him. But he really needs to be kind of where he's queuing up now. Down the cushion, they're going into that pocket very nicely, but you've still got to be behind it. Beautiful. That is a beautiful shot. I suppose there's an argument he could have been over a fraction more, but look at where he has finished. Just reaching across. The angle's perfect. And like I say, they're gliding down the cushion. What a chance this has turned into now.
Well, there'll be 5 in front of your pots this, so you'll need yellow, green, brown and blue. And you have to say it would be another steal.
42.
Well, he didn't pot that cleanly at all. And you saw the upshot of it. He didn't get nicely on the green. Just feeling the pressure, perhaps. Yes, the ball went in, but not as planned. He's taking the long route from green to brown here. And I'm sure this is not hard enough.
47.
So O'Sullivan is almost certain to come back to the table with a live chance of getting the frame one. The pink clearly is to Pang Junxu's advantage where it's placed. O'Sullivan just got a glimmer of hope now that the frame isn't over.
Yeah, this time not taking out
Junxu,
the
47.
clearance, having potted that last red on down the cushion.
Oh, what a shot that is. What a shot. Doesn't want to be anywhere near straight. That will be no good to him at all. I think he has a slight angle as we watch a replay. It was a clean shot. Of course, he'll need the black as well. That's crucial. Does not want to be straight on this either. That's
9.
for sure. He has an angle. Of course, he has to force it, which means, you know, something could go wrong. He could miss it playing it with pace.
Well, Pang had the chance to make the clearance. Ronnie O'Sullivan needs the black, and it's 4-4. Well, it's only brown to black, but that was still a stunning clearance. They were all missable, but O'Sullivan didn't miss. 4-4, game on again. Mark Williams, the other member of the class of 92, he's also in action later against Tepchar and Nu. Judd Trump also 4-4 from 4-2 down with Joe O'Connor. In terms of who the winner of this match would play, well, Jackson Page is 5-4 up and in front against Ali Carter in the next frame.
Another terrific long pot. I mean, his long game has been good today. In fact, both Pang Junxu and Ronnie O'Sullivan have been very good from distance. It's been a really interesting match. Played to a good level. We haven't seen like a barrage of huge breaks, but it's been
8.
well contested between this pair.
Nine. Sixteen. 17.
Beautiful little shot again. And the Reds are in such nice positions here. Scattered around the centre of the table.
$24. $25.
Well, O'Sullivan won a dramatic 8th frame, but Pang a great long red, and what a wonderful scoring chance he has here to banish the blues of not sealing that frame for a 5-3 lead.
Well, all I can think of is that the middle red must pass, because he walks very
32.
confidently around the table. And from the first angle we had, it didn't look like he was on a ball, but the middle one goes, yeah, that's a handy thing. He knew about it, of course. But
33.
he could make a lot here.
Well, we may as well say it. It's all reds and blacks, isn't it?
It is, and I mean, right now, surely it isn't the thing that's foremost in his thoughts, but he is on reds and blacks, and it's easier to stay on the black than go on to any other colour.
Mark Selby made a 1-4-3 in the qualifying round in Sheffield. Corin Wilson also made one yesterday. There's Zhu Ying just attending to the cue ball. Seems a bit of a task to get all that sort of chalk off, or whatever was on it, the dirt that's clinging to it. Yeah, it's a big visit, clearly, after, in theory, being rocked by what happened in that last frame, but, as I say, an immediate chance to put it right here.
41.
Oh, goodness me, I thought he'd missed that. It went in very favourably off that bottom jaw, and
48.
makes me think that maybe he can't stay on the black now. Unless he can find something in there that we haven't spotted yet. I suppose if he plays this red, he could play on the black, but again, his thoughts will be about getting this frame one. Never mind a 147 that could happen. No, he's staying on the black now, all right, and maybe a blessing in disguise. The last positional shot went wrong, and he's recovered it.
$36.
Yeah, once again, he could have gone up the table there, but it was probably as easy to stay on the black. Next shot, positionally not simple, even though the reds are nicely placed. Nice shot. Nice control.
64.
Well, of course, first things first, get the frame one, and he's not too far from doing that now, and then he can give the 147 his full attention.
$65.
Still needs another red, though, to put the frame away. So this red for a 5-4 lead, and then who knows what will happen in the next few minutes. Well, it is November the 5th, isn't it? Are we going to see some fireworks here from Pang Junxu? He can now give this 147 his full attention now that he's won the frame.
It's very much on the cards, and obviously there are going to be problems, but I suppose to make one against this man as well, that would be quite something, wouldn't it? He's never made one before, so a 147 against O'Sullivan, that would be quite something. And as you say, the frame is now won. He's got the luxury of knowing that. He's within a frame of the match.
Yes, we saw Zach Surety make one, didn't we, in China last season against Ding, and that just made it more special, I think. Pang's highest break 144 in competition. We've had so far 4 maximums this season.
$88.
The last player to make one, Sijia Wheat, has just gone 4-3 up. Shades of Cliff Thorburn there, isn't it? To blow in his nose. He did that at the Crucible in '83 against Terry Griffiths. Let's have a little break here, I think he said, didn't he?
89.
Now this is where things get more awkward, not only because of the pressure of the situation, but getting not only on the red, but usually top side of a red to a corner pocket. Well, that's fine. That is fine. He's almost overcompensated, but it's beautifully positioned. It's a question of the red directly below the pink now. You know, is that potable from the right side? I think the answer is probably yes. The other red, the left red of the two, it might be the tricky one. It's a wonderful chance, it really is. Now, is he going to run through here and just move the red and the pink? That might be the route to a maximum. Because I don't think he's quite straight on this, which could be a good thing. Just a little brush off the pink and the red. Well, I'm not sure quite where the red will pop. That's the problem now. He's going to have to go all around the table. It's doable. I suppose he didn't want to overscrew, but now he's going to have to play a proper shot, and he's got to miss the bulk colours, and they're going to be hard to miss.
Seems in every 147 attempt there's always one massive shot, and this is it, isn't it, right now? Not just potting the red, but getting back for the black.
Yeah, I don't know if he had the chance to play a red to middle. He's not really done that in this break, because it's always easier to get on the black from those. But anyway, here we are. Well, it's the worst possible scenario. The bulk colours are most difficult to miss here, and he's got to pot the black, and not only that, he's got to somehow cannon the yellow out. Be one of the greatest shots ever in a maximum if he can achieve it all.
Absolutely, if he does it now, it will be very memorable. Well, the black's in, he hasn't cannoned the yellow, so he's going to take some shot to continue, but the break's not done yet. Imagine if he pots this, the crowd, look at them, they're willing him to do it. Well, being told to hush, it'd be one of the most spectacular yellows you'll see in a maximum if he knocks this in. Hang on. Oh, and he would have been on the green plum. But the break is over. The main thing, you've got to say, he's recovered from not winning the previous frame. He's made 120 and he's 5-4 up, one from victory.
From 10.
Here we go.
Junxu to break.
While all of that was going on, Gary Wilson has come from 4-1 down to level at 4-4 with Robbie Williams. And Jack Lazowski, Si Jiahui, that's 4-3 to Si Jiahui. So these games all very tense. Judd Trump still 4 each. He is in front in the next against Joe O'Connor, who does need a couple of snookers actually. Otherwise it'd be 5-4 to Trump. O'Sullivan taking on a long one.
Yeah, didn't look hugely comfortable on the shot, did he? Got up a couple of times. Well, the pressure's on O'Sullivan now, all right. He would like to do well this week. He's been totally focused on the tournament. He's not sort of going into it with anything but complete lights out, but he's not winning. He's not winning, that's the problem. He's up against a very tough opponent here, giving him very little. Scoring well himself.
Yeah, Pang's break, I mean, it wasn't a maximum, but Very impressive, bearing in mind how he'd lost the previous frame. He'd had every right to be really disappointed and his focus to be affected, but not a bit of it. Just got on with the task in hand. See the plasters there on his fingers. He's had them on all week for reasons unknown.
Well, it's a good shot if he's landed on the black, which he certainly tried. I think he is okay. He's fine.
So he's in with his first chance to win the match.
8.
And O'Sullivan will be concerned after what happened in the last frame.
Nine.
But the fact it is to win the match, maybe that will, well, it will put more pressure on. He seems very cool right now, though, after, of course, not winning the previous frame. He won that last one in one visit. I think that says a lot about him. We saw it in Belfast, the way he finished off against Neil Robertson.
$16. $17.
Well, he's been very dominant around the black spot in these last couple of frames, isn't he? There's an example of the sort of player he is, meticulous, good cue ball control, gives nothing away in sort of giving easy chances back. And he's still, I think,
25.
work in progress, but his scoring is improving all the time. The work he puts in, long hours on the practice table, I know that for a fact. Usually the last to leave of all the players practicing in the academy. All of these things for moments like this.
Yeah, I mean, if you're just joining us, O'Sullivan, it's not that he's played badly, he's really competed in all areas, but Pang, well, stepping it up when you have to at the end of the match.
$33.
Well, it's all reds and blacks again. We've been here before, but it really is, the frame really is the important thing now, because
40.
it will also, of course, be the match.
It's all true, but I tell you, this is a period of break building which he's putting together, isn't it? The last frame, all the reds and blacks, as Dave said, getting right up to the yellow, which is where it all ended, and now in doing the same again here. And what a moment to be doing all this, playing like this. It's not a practice session where you can knock in break after break. It's the complete opposite of that. He's overhit by a long way. By a very long way.
40.
Yes, he's still on the red, but clearly he didn't mean to go that side of the blue.
Maybe that's just a little burst of adrenaline with the winning line coming into view.
49.
It's a great recovery. It's happening again, isn't it? He doesn't. I don't think he wants that to detract from what he's doing. You know, he is on the reds and blacks again, and it's early in the break, and he could keep staying on the black actually. But now he is awkwardly placed. I haven't seen him play left-handed shots before, I must say. Something that's in the game more than ever. He's finished in a place which is uncomfortable, and the two reds are part of the problem that he's just queuing over now with the rest. How is he going to get through to it? It's very awkward, this, and he could really do with it going in.
Well, it is in. But this next couple of shots still important. This next red needs potting, and then maybe you feel that he will get the job done.
Yeah, not staying on the black though, whatever happens here. A rare colour up the table, which is not the highest value, just to keep the break going, but I think the decision was a good one to not get carried away by staying on the black spot, because this could take him down to two reds to the left corner, and all of a sudden he's on the brink of doing something he's never done before.
Well, I was just thinking it in a funny way. I think it's helped him
61.
not staying on the black, because now he can just focus on winning the match, and that is the important thing, because it would be one of his most significant wins. And he's had quite a few already in his short career.
62.
But he's 2 balls away from knocking out the 7 times world champion Ronnie O'Sullivan, who's competed hard in this match.
It's not a good shot. I mean, if you're going to play towards them two reds, play it with more pace and just shift them away from that area.
69.
So there's always one, isn't there? Last shot that you've got to put together, and this is awkward queuing. You know, it's conceivable he could miss this. Didn't though. Very good. And I go back. I said it earlier, but I will go back to 2 matches he played in the space of around 5 days. Junxu, where he lost to Chris Wakelin from 50 odd in front in the decider, and he looked very disappointed. A few days later, Mark Selby, 57-0, he led. Selby cleared to the black, and he looked a very disconsolate figure walking off 2 defeats of that kind, so close to each other
78.
in ranking events.
What a finish. You know, these breaks, they're studious, aren't they? It's not sort of exhibition stuff. It doesn't have to be. He's really focused hard. He lost a bad frame, really, previously when it went 4-4, but my word, he's responded brilliantly.
I mean, he's played 2 near-perfect frames in a row.
85.
This is very good, and I'm very pleased for him. You know, if hard work and dedication accounts for anything, then we're seeing it here, and it's nice to think that
86.
you'll have a few things go wrong, few reversals, but are capable of coming back better and stronger. And I think that's what he's doing.
Yeah, his reputation is growing all the time, isn't it? And a lot of people, of course, will take note of this result and the performance. The way he's finished off, it looks like it's going to be back-to-back centuries.
92.
Both of which, actually, could have been maximums.
93.
So the black will be for a brace of centuries to conclude one of his best ever wins. And who knows now how far he can go. He'll have Jackson Page next.
100.
A lot of people thought it might be another O'Sullivan-Carter matchup, but they've both been defeated by younger opponents.
101.
Chris Wakelin, I can tell you, has knocked out Sean Murphy 6-3.
Often the man in the chair on the receiving end of this has
108.
produced a burst of form when he most needed it. You think back to last year's UK Championship, what he did to Ding Junxu in wheeling off 3 frames in no time. I mean, this has not been in no time. You know, he is a slower player than O'Sullivan, but he's been as effective in this as a number of the other times when O'Sullivan has been
114.
doing it to his opponent.
116.
He must be feeling great, mustn't he? He must be feeling terrific. This is the victory lap. He's got the match won. He's made back-to-back hundreds. And he's able to enjoy this moment of potting balls,
190.
knowing that the match is all over. He's beaten Ronnie O'Sullivan in a major event for the first time.
Yes, and O'Sullivan was fully committed to this match as well. He'd be disappointed.
123.
So, on bonfire night, Pang Junxu has shot down the rocket. What a sensational finish. Back-to-back centuries for the world number 26, and he is delighted. What a win for him, and what a performance as well. O'Sullivan's journey in Nanjing ends in the last 32. It's Pang Junxu who moves on to round 4, and if he can continue in this vein, he could go a very long way. Pang Junxu the winner, 6-4.